What's up, cool kids? I'm here with my girl, Timanni, a Brooklyn resident and a strategy director in the ad industry. So, you know, she was in my previous world. She's killing the game, and so I'm just inspired by her in that space. But then outside of that, she has a business, and we love supporting folks that have a business, okay? And so she is the creator and head director, all things, marketer, okay, social media manager of Always in Pursuit. And so T created Always in Pursuit in 2019 to
vibrant, colorful, comfortable suits for women who are in pursuit of their big dreams.
Come on, pursuit of their big dreams. And that's always what we're here to talk about on Power and Prose. And I think as you pursue your dreams, it's one thing to have a dream, right? And it's another thing to be like, I should do something with this dream. And then the doing something typically involves you talking about the dream. If the dream just stay here, it only has so much impact. So as you are doing your 9-to-5 work, you're doing your strategy director. Okay, I said strategy something earlier. Strategy director. Get it right. Get it right.
I work hard. I'm one of the only one in the office.
Oh,
I'm the only black female strategy director.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You better run it. I know that's right. 9-to-5, killing it and holding it down. But then you Always in Pursuit came to you pre-2019, but then you actualized in 2019. So how did that come to be? Always in Pursuit, how did it find you?
I think that's a great way to put it. How did it find me? I think I've loved suiting for almost a decade. Like the person that I love the most is Jenna Monet. And she's just like killed the suit game, and I've loved suiting. Before I was in advertising, I wanted to be a lawyer. We had to wear suits all the time. I thought the suits were ugly, but I like the feeling. I felt like suits were like armor that you would put on to like prepare you for whatever brief you had to do or closing arguments you had to prepare. And I felt like the idea of suiting had been pursuing me for 10 years. And I think I was just like, you know what, let me just see if I can make it. Like, I feel like the suits on the market right now were just stiff or boxy or in the same colorways.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just going to try to draft something up for me. And then, like, make a little Instagram share to just kind of see, like, do other people care?
I should draft this and make an Instagram and share it.
Right. I think the Instagram was the most important in 2019 because I just wanted to see, was there a market out there? Like, were people interested in women suiting?
Yeah.
And then, like, that Instagram page grew and people were like, oh my God, did you make that? I'm like, no, wanted to make some. But I think that step of like just kind of finding a little community of women who all were like, yeah, like I would love that. So where did you get it? And we would all exchange to like where you could get good suits from. Then I like took it a step further and was like, okay, let me see if I can make something. So yeah, that's the story of how it came to me. It's been following me, I think, for 10 years, and then I just decided like, why not?
Something important you said about like, I guess just even recognizing I have an interest in this thing, and even if I'm not going to pursue being a lawyer, which I have no clue she wants to be a lawyer. Everybody kind of talk a little bit. I feel like they're like, you should be a lawyer.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to do that.
Parents only understand like 3 jobs, right? Like doctor, lawyer, engineer.
Like, babe, that's not my path. But recognizing that, okay, even if that's not my path, this is an interest of mine. That interest can go with me. It can be something that I take into these other spaces. And then you also mentioned community with the Instagram. Even just, let me get a feeler out. Let me see what's popping. Not that you needed the affirmation, but getting it and that the shared interest of people has you be like, all right, there's something to this. Let's rock.
And I think I did the Instagram for a long time. I didn't make the suit until maybe mid-2020. So I did like for that about a year. But it was just so important to be like, just to put it out. There was kind of like a mood board of like all these black women in suits, all these stylish suits. And just kind of say like, do people like this? People are interested in it. And so it was really affirming when people would be like, yeah, like, where did they get that? Or why is there only like one? Or so you started to realize that there's a need in the suiting world for like something better. And it gave me the confidence to be like, let me try. Because I don't have any fashion background. Like I didn't work in retail. I didn't go to fashion school. So I always felt a little insecure about wanting to design something because I'm like, I don't have the skills. Like I'm sure there are other people more qualified to do this. And I used to tweet out like, H&M, why don't you make that? I used to.
Not you the troll.
I really was like, I wanted anybody else to do it. I didn't want to be the one to do it. Like I wanted Zara to do it. I wanted H&M to do it. Like so that I could just buy it and live my life. Yeah. But nobody else did. So it was like,
God don't be working like that. He don't be working like that. When it's you, he's like, oh, now you know it's you. I don't know why you tweeting him, because I'm tweeting you.
I'm trying to get your attention. I'm knocking out your door.
how did you, I guess, overcome the need or the desire to have credentials? I think a lot of us, we want to speak out. Are you talking about credentials? And it's so funny. Now I'm realizing the credentials I have even to be doing this show.
You're right.
I was like, podcast.
Nah,
I don't know who you talking to, but that's not my bag. Mind you, I'm a journalism major.
Right.
Like, come on. Like, I just don't know what's happening. But I was like, I don't do that. Even with poetry, I studied journalism. Like, I studied a very certain way that you're supposed to type things out, communicate information, and it's not how I'll do anything. It's what I was taught. So I felt very like, this is not it. On a podcast I listened to before I started the show, 2 people, if not more.
Right.
So I'm like, solo podcast, it's not really giving. I don't even listen to people that do a solo podcast, so who's gonna listen to me? And so I had to kind of overcome a lot of things to be sitting on this couch right now talking to you. So with you, no fashion background, never designed something, doing mood boards on Instagram, and then just having this desire.
Yeah, I think a mantra that I live by is like, you always have the tools you need for the stage that you're in at the time. And like, I had made the Instagram. And I was like out, this, that, and other. And I remember I was like in Newberry Street in Boston. I was just walking. I was like, oh, this is fun, blah, blah, blah. And I had walked past this like school of fashion design. I was like, okay, that's cool. I was like, oh, I'm going to just walk inside and like learn more. This, that. Just like I was going to get ice cream. I was going to meet up with someone on the day. But I just took that route and I was like, okay, cool. Went inside and I was talking to one of the like the admins there. And they were like, oh, yeah, like, are you here for like registry and this, that, and other for classes? I was like, oh no. Absolutely not. Like, I just want a pamphlet. But even that was like a seed being planted of like, yes, baby, you could take classes. Yeah. And so when I got the packet, and she was like, oh, you could just take 1 class at a time. I was like, oh wait, well, only 1 class at a time? And so during that time, I did ended up going to the School of Fashion Design and taking 1 class on like fashion basics, this, that, and again, we weren't really sewing. I mean, we did like a little line stitching, but it wasn't nothing. It's probably something you could get at Michael's. Like, again, that was the beginning of a new season of being like, okay, if I want to make something, then I need to have the language to communicate what I want to make, or maybe I should talk to other people who have a little bit of an understanding. So for me, it's like it's getting that more research, that language, that discipline. And again, I'm a fashion school dropout. I only did 2 classes. I guess. But again, the people that I met in that environment was all that I needed. Because the pandemic happened, school was basically shut down. I went back home. But at least I had enough language to be like, okay, this is what type of blazer I want to make. This is what type of fabric I want to make. Talking to other people who were like, oh, maybe you should connect with this place. I'm like, okay, like, and then that phase. But I think once you decide that you're going to take something seriously, God will start to organize other moments in your life to be like, you want to potentially make something like, oh, you just going to brunch? Like, pass the fashion school all your way to brunch type vibe.
No, that's crazy. Then to walk in and it's like, I'm just getting a pamphlet.
And she's like, oh, you signed up for classes?
Yeah, like, it just continues. And I think it's so important to pay attention to those moments. Right. Write them down. Because I feel like, for me, this season I'm in, I have been like, am I crazy? Am I going crazy? Right. And I have to keep looking back. And I told a friend recently that there are plenty of times in the Bible where something has happened and they will mark the spot. They'll rename a tree or something. But they need it. So that way, later on, generations down the line, time pass, whatever, you're like, am I crazy? Did that happen? Did I hear that right? Did I see that sign that one day? Whatever. It's like, you're not crazy. That actually happened, and this is what you felt, and you can go back to that moment. So that's why journaling, I have to write things. I have to write some stuff today. And so I just think that it's so important to pay attention to those moments because they're divine, like they're sent for you to make 100%. A pivot or a turn. And I love the not completing fashion school. Like literally, I love that because it's like you got what you needed. You got a little seed planting. You got the connections. You got language. And it doesn't, I don't think that all seeds that are planted have to go to full, I'm a full tree. I'm like going to be here for 50, 11 years. And now I can't be a strategy director. I can't impact people in this way, that way. Because I'm dedicated to fashion school. It's like,
Yeah, I got
Not
one.
exactly. Like, you could take these things and it still watered something. Something still sprouted.
Definitely.
So let's harvest what is sprout.
And I knew it was funny because when I felt that same what you were saying, I was like, am I going crazy to stand up there? I remember getting a pimp and filling it out with stand up there. And before that, I was saying that, like, oh, I want to do something different for my birthday. I feel like I don't have a hobby. I just been in this work cycle. Classes started the day after my birthday. Like, so the first, like, I had said that I've been saying that since the beginning of the year. And nothing came. All them times, nothing came. I pass, I go into school, classes start the next day, basically. So I was like, wow, this is the hobby ultimately, I guess, that I wanted to start that was, like, arising. That's part of the reason of naming the company Always in Pursuit, because it's like, it's threefold. One, I feel like God is always in pursuit of me, giving me a sense of clarity of this, that, and other, and I'm always a little shaky. Two, I think we all have little things that we're in pursuit of that we don't, it's pursuing us. Like, it's chasing us down, whether it's to start a podcast, to stand up there, like, you know, other people who you don't know, you'll be at a movie theater, like, oh, you know, you sound like you have the voice for a podcast. They'll be like,
no, and now you're irritating me. No, because you're irritating me.
Who told you to say that?
Y'all all in cahoots.
And for me, it's like that relentlessness of being in pursuit of something day by day, and just being like, I want to be focused on whatever it is, and always in pursuit of rest, of grace, of mercy, of forgiveness, of, you know, success, of whatever. I think we're always gonna be always in pursuit of something, but like, to keep those things in the order that they are. Like, God is in pursuit of you. You are giving ideas about how to manifest, and like, I used to always have all these little creative ideas. Same, I did poetry in college. I wanted to be a journalist. I wanted to write a book, and this, that, and other. I wanted to start a fashion line. I always told myself that, like, you can't do all of those things. So you have to pick one thing. And this company has really reminded me that, like, who says you can't?
Oh, that's fake news.
Who says you can't? And like, you was a fashion student for a little bit, and like, check, you did it. Yeah. Now you're a small business owner. Check. You know what I'm saying? And like, eventually I think I want to like write a book about this experience. So like, author, check. And it doesn't matter if one person buys it, if 5 people buy it, if nobody buys it. It's like, I'm fulfilling the thing that I was in pursuit of. And like, as long as I'm doing it, you know, in a way that's just fun, then I'm good. Like,
what is a way or multiple ways that you feel like God has been in pursuit of you in this season? Because I think it changes. And how was he talking to you before? Like, how do you know it's different?
Or God really speaks to me in dreams. It's very annoying. Like, very annoying. Because I'll go to sleep about something and I wake up and it'll be so clear about like, oh, you need to call this person or you should do this or whatever. And like, I'm very much a dreamer. And that same like you, I always journal. Like, I have my journal right here. There's a journal in every room.
I ain't on that level. I ain't on that level.
It's a journal in every room or a piece of paper in every room because he's always talking to me through dreams or whatever. And I feel like I hear his voice so clearly because it's like, I don't know whose voice he has, but it's just a voice that like I can recognize and identify. So I'm like, okay, let me write this down, this, that, and I think he's always been like that. And he's always been giving me like, do this. And the thing that annoys me about our relationship, he's very much I speak once, you heard me, and if you do it, you do it.
Oh, wow.
So I don't get like, here's what you're going to do next. It'd be like, here's what I want you to do. This. Okay. And then it's like that. So like up until that point, same thing. I'm like, I've been playing back and forth with this student thing. It was like, make an Instagram. I'm like, okay, cool. Made an Instagram. Like, what should I put on it? No further communication. Because I know, like, this, that, and other. So like, as I do, things that are like, I feel dormant in me start to rise up in this, that, and other, blah, blah. So I think that like, that's been his initiative. Like, I'm saying this, do this. So he still talks to me like that through dreams. But I think in this season in particular, it's more about really like care about me versus the outcome. So like, I think this year after launching, doing the e-commerce, it's been very clear that previous success scares me because I'm not afraid of failing. I'll fail today, tomorrow, yesterday because I'm like, okay, great. Then I'll just go back to my strategy director, go, boop, like, I'm good at that. Like, I know how to default to the things that I'm good at. And when God is calling me into a new space, that requires, I'm like, well, what if it does well? Like, what if I ultimately have to do this full time? What if I just, and I start to panic. Because I'm like, I like the life that I have. I've worked really hard to create this life that I have. And so God is like, I'm not going to tear up your world, okay? But I need you to trust me and be like, at the end of the day, if it doesn't honor me, then like, it's not worth doing. So like, make sure all the pieces are honoring me. Like, just focus on me, honor me, talk to me in the beginning of the day, this, that, and I promise you every other thing will work itself out. And that's the way that I'm doing. So like, if that means I gotta go to the 9:30 even when I want to sleep in, it's like, honor him. If that means I gotta up the tithes, honor him. Like, if that means that I gotta be at Wednesday service, honor him. If that means that even if I want to go, like, I remember I just got food. I was coming from work. Just got food, blah, blah, blah. I'm carrying it, I'm marching on the subway. And this guy's like asking for money, whatever. And I'm like, okay, I was like, I haven't got no money, this, that, other. And I heard God was like, give him the food. I say, you got you.
I know you lying.
I know you lying. I know you lying. Because I done went from Brooklyn to Manhattan to get this food.
Oh, babe.
And you thought so, give it away. So I gave it away. And I was like, okay, fine. I got up. It was not a cheerful give. It was just like, take it. It was so appreciative or whatever the heck. And then I had went back home and this, that, and then I had focused. But like, something else ended up happening that like, it was just, somebody else had invited me to like a dinner. And I was like, see, I would have been full had I not gave that food away. I still wanted it, but it was like someone else invited me to dinner. I met somebody there who else ended up being instrumental for always in pursuit. Like, he had a plan the whole time. But my ability to relinquish what I thought I wanted.
And the metaphor here is the hunger. Like, if you think about it, when you are full of yourself, when you're full of your own pride, when you're full of like, oh yeah, I'm sharp, big director. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, so where do I fit? Because see, you're so full. You went to the buffet on all the things that you've decided are what I have in store for you. Where do I fit? Because there's more, but you're full.
Right, you're good.
So I need you to get rid of some stuff.
Things that you think you want.
That you think you want. And you're like, I think, you know when you eat to survive and you eat a meal that, I mean, you dream about it for a week. I feel like when we do that workspace, like, let me just reach out to old girl because I know she got to connect.
Right.
Let me just do XYZ. Well, let me just eat my food since I went all the way to Manhattan to get it. It's like, that's that eating to survive. Like, you made a couple noodles, but you didn't really want that. Right. Where I feel like God's thing, it might have you hungry longer. A little bit longer.
A lot of desperation, you definitely.
But I feel like the meal is more satisfying. There's more courses, okay? I think the drink
is better.
That accompanies it on the side is better. Who you at the company is better. And you can sit back, have your napkin, and be like, that was too good. Like, you know.
Superior.
No, but I think it takes trust.
It does.
It takes trust. When you go to a new restaurant, you be looking at them reviews. You be looking at them stars. You care about the ambiance. I care about ambiance. What's going on in here? Right, like, what's going on? But I need all of that because I've never been here before. I don't know what y'all feel. I don't know what the kitchen got going on. So all of those things help me be like, okay, we can try this. Yeah. And I'm trusting that y'all my experience gonna be good when I'm up in here. 100%. And I feel like sometimes with God, we don't get no yelp.
No, he just be telling you to do it.
We don't get a yelp. We just gotta walk in and that we're gonna eat and it's gonna be good. But you might not even get a menu. You just sit down and he's gonna bring something out. Like, that's it.
That let go of the thing that you thought you wanted has helped me so much. But that's how he's speaking to me now. And also through music. I wake up with a song in my spirit every day. A new song, always. Almost Let Go or old gospel or new. I wake up with a song in my spirit every day that I have to sing out. Like, I wake up and there's just a new song. Like, and I'm like, okay, well, I guess we going there.
Music really does minister. I think people, I'm so happy you said that because people really be thinking, like, oh, God only can talk to you in like one way. Where I think, yeah, sometimes if you have a song that's on, it's like, oh, I have to get this out. There are words in the song. Oh, yeah. The words are speaking to what you need for the day, how you felt last night when you thought he ain't hear you, like all of that. And I think that sometimes we just be like, girl, can I get this song out of my head?
Yep.
It's like,
we not paying attention.
Yeah, like lock in.
Yeah.
And when you lock in, and I feel like, everybody got like an aunt or somebody where you grew up and it was like, they made everything a God thing, but
it is.
Like, I'm realizing everything literally is. And I have been worried about money and like, how am I gonna be straight? I was walking, talking to a friend about that. I was like, girl, I need something. Like, I was like, where the cash at? Like, I don't know. We're walking, mind you, we're Brooklyn streets. I walk Brooklyn streets every day, all the time. That's whatever. The cleanest dollar bill I've ever seen.
Wow.
Mind you, it's kind of windy. Like, why is the dollar just sitting there?
Yeah.
And why nobody picked it up?
That's fair.
I picked the dollar up. I took it home and then I journaled when I got home. So that way I don't have that. Am I crazy? When I have another moment, I'm like, do God got me? Yep. How you know? It's marked. It's there. So it's just $1. I need more dollars. However,
look how I came through with this.
However,
like you wasn't even expecting.
You can't have dollars with the S without $1. So I'm like, all right, this is a start. Like, even that, I was like, oh, you speaking to me. Or it could have just been, it's $1 on the floor. I could have not picked it up, first of all. But I'm like, it's a thing. So yeah, I feel like your music thing, my dollar thing, if it's whatever, he could just talk to us in so many different ways. But it is a pursuit.
Yeah, it's a pursuit.
Sure.
Yeah. And I think that my big thing is like, God will always communicate in a way that's like, he gonna get the message to you no matter what. And music for me is like, I come from a big music family. My dad is DJ, we dance and this, that, and other. But even I remember the day of my pop-up, I was so worried. And I was like making sure that everything was going together smooth, this, that, and other. And I woke up, and usually there's always music blasting. I live like on the street side, and there's always music blasting. And it's always some trap music waking me up, or the bus. And you be like, da-doom, shh. Like, I always hear sounds when I wake up. And it was like, don't you worry about a thing. Like, and I was like, that's crazy. All right, cool, da-da-da-da. And it was just blasting this, and then I'm getting ready. And it was like, yeah, I kept hearing that song. Don't you worry about a thing. It was like, don't worry, be happy. Or like, it's the God in me played, Just Fine played, like all of these songs. And I was like, okay, he knows that music is my thing. And he sent, and that day was perfect. But I feel like I had just kept getting these small little assurances from him throughout the day that like, it's going to be fine. But he communicates in a way to me that like, I always say, I'm going to say, leave no doubt. You know I'm hard-headed. You know I'm stubborn. Talk to me.
Okay.
Talk to Timanni.
Very direct.
Talk to me.
I prayed about something. I prayed about something last week. God was very mute. All I could do was laugh because it's like, oh, I don't even know why we're not discussing this. I'm not paying with you. We're not discussing this because it's not a discussion. And so I just politely, and it was so funny too because I was like, you look crazy. I got in a position, sometimes you just pray. I can sit here and I'd be like, God, da-da-da-da. It was like, no, I'm on my knees. I have my notebook next to me and a pen so I could write it down because I'm like, God didn't say a word. It's like, you did all of that show when you already know. Right. I don't know why you're here right now. No. So even that, the silence, I was like, oh, this is very loud.
Oh, yeah. Copy. In my relationship with him, he's always like, I said what I said. Whether you want to obey or not is your choice. But I said what I said, and you heard me. And like, this has been so, like, even when I was like making the move to New York, I had to make a list of all the things that I want. And he was like, add in all the things. I want this. I said, I want a predominantly black neighborhood. I want walkable distance. I want a grocery store within 3 blocks. This, that, and the blah, blah, blah. Specific, da-da-da-da-da. And I remember looking at places, this, that, and other, blah, blah. And I ended up finding this place, and I really, really like this place. And he big flexed on me. He's like, go back and check the list that you made. And it was everything, and then obviously, and then some, like things that I didn't even know to ask. But he was like, again, of all the apartments in New York, of all the places you could have stayed, I made sure that you had every single thing that you wanted. When I come through for you, I come through big, bold. So when I give you an assignment, move the feet. Let's go.
I'll be shuffling. I'll get there. I'm going to get there. It might be a little bit late, but I'm going to get there. What excites you the most about your journey right now?
That really is a good question. I think the most exciting part for me is knowing how bound up everybody's dream is in it. I think when you think you're starting a business in the beginning, and I've never been in it for the money because, again, I never wanted to do it. So I never had the money insensitive. But I think the exciting part is realizing how many other people's dreams are bound up in you doing your thing well. So when I did the pop-up, you know, I had my friend Eric, you know Eric, and Kadeem, he did photography, and like he's been trying to get into fashion photography. I have this friend Kai who wants to be a stylist, but no one give him an opportunity because he's trans. And I was like, definitely want you to do that. It's just like all these little things where like you are really trying to do Power and Prose and listen to what God is telling you. And it's like, if I can give you an interview to do that, then like I want to be able to do that. Like I don't think we realize how many opportunities are bound up in the thing that God has called us to do. We think that it's like a selfish assignment. Like I'm asking you to do this. Like no, but if you do this, it creates an avenue for this or this, that, other. And same thing when I make the suits. It amazes me every time to see where people wear it. Like their house, like they're closing a deal on their house for graduation, their anniversary dinner. I'm like, all of these people are like looking for something to like make their moments, whatever they're in pursuit of, super meaningful. And I was able to design something to contribute to that part of their life. That to me is the most exciting. That's the thing that actually keeps me from like being like, I'm done with this. Like I wake up sometimes, I'm like, I don't want to do this no more. I did it, yay for me. Yeah. But it's like just when I see people post how comfortable it is or the quality or all of those things are just so exciting because it's like, wow, like it's a way to be able to enter into people's lives and remind them of like really good things. And that part is just, I keep that joy with me all the time. And sometimes again, when I'm having moments where I'm doubting myself, I just go back at other people's pictures and being like, look how much joy they get. And also when they start to call out specific things like the pockets or the waistband, I'm like, I worked months on that design. Yeah. And the fact that like they notice it immediately when they put it on, I'm like, oh, this is just bliss like I've never seen. So that's probably the most exciting, just knowing how it integrates with other people's lives in an honest way, and how happy they are to wear it. How most people, they dance when they put it on, or their posture tightens up. They're like, oh, this looks good on me. Yeah, literally, I tried mine on, and I was like, hold up, y'all.
What is the most uncomfortable part of your journey?
Oh, yeah.
Right now,
I think the uncomfortable part is doing the things that I don't want to do, but it's good for the business. So, like, I'm not a content TikTok-y type of person, but you need to make content to keep things fresh and this, that, and other. And I'm like, the logistics, the back end, like doing inventory management and making sure the numbers are right. Like, I chose advertising so I don't got to do math.
Like, big on no math. Oh, my God.
Big on no math. So, it's like, these are, you know, when you realize early in the business, like what takes you there will not keep you there. You have to learn a new skill to maintain that new area that you're in. And so it's like, okay, like before when it was the pop-up, it was one little event, this, that, and okay, but you can't survive while pop-ups alone. You need a website. Yeah. So then I had to learn how to write product copy and all these other things. Very uncomfortable, but that's what it took for me to get the website done. Now that the website's out and everybody knows what it is, it's like, okay, well, in order to get people to buy, you gotta be in front of the camera telling people what makes good, what makes your suit different from other people. And I'm like, oh, I would rather do anything else than be the face of my brand. Like, I just want to hire to make the clothes. I just want to make the clothes. I don't want y'all to see me.
Why do we all be doing that? How do you pursue God when you feel distant?
Well, you can see my business.
How do you pursue God when you feel distant? How do you notice that you're distant?
Oh, okay. That's the easy one. I don't dream. Black. I go to bed every night and I wake up nothing. And I'm a dreamer. I dream every night.
That's crazy. Do y'all dream every night? I really don't dream every night. Wow, that's crazy. We're having like different experiences.
Nothing. Yeah. One, I feel like I don't dream. That's the first sign that I'm far. Because again, he talks to me in my dreams. So if I'm not dreaming at all, something's wrong. Second, I've called it like a spiritual constipation. It's like I feel like I'm on edge. Unnecessarily. Like I feel like if anything, like I feel like I approach the day where like if anybody say anything to me, I'm gonna go off. And that is just not my default. That's not my nature. So like it's clearly building to this reactionary point. So that's how I know that I'm drifting. Like I'm not dreaming this, that, and other. Like I'm just feeling like I'm in a reactionary type of mode. The third sign when I'm like really off of alignment is that I get like these periodic moments of sadness, like grief. Like I'm just sad for no reason. Like I'll just go and I was like, I just feel low. I just feel this, that, and other. I feel uninspired. I feel burnt out. And I'm questioning why I'm doing everything. And it's like, that's when I know. I'm like, that's the, when I'm at that point, I'm close to being on my knees, which means I need to be on prayer. Like I need to be praying. So I think that's how I know that I'm drifting.
Now you have the indicator that you're far. How do you get from that far place to being close again? What are those things that you check, right? So that angel light come on, you be like, okay, that's the thing. So what's the thing that you check when you pop the hood?
Again, music, praise. My default is praise. Like it's like, okay, I have this one song, I Won't Complain. If I Won't Complain is happening, that is a alignment song. Like, and it's just that, like, I asked God, why so much pain? And he says he knows what's best for me. Like, I've had good days, many hills to climb, like, and I just remind myself that I won't complain. And then it's like it could have been another way. Like, I just go into a season of gospel where I'm like, I need to worship, I need to release, I need to remind myself how good God is, how far I would be had he not been with me. So like praise that's always my alignment because he speaks to me in music and I always go back to him in music. And then I think I have a point where I just like, I'm really honest about how apologetic I am for being so far. And not in this way that like, I feel like he's gonna condemn me, but just in this like, I miss you. Like I miss hearing from you. I miss dreaming. I miss having a sense of peace and not reacting in a way that's like, always want to be on a snap mode. And I just get, and I think that feels like it's just like the plunger and it just like everything comes up and I get my good cry and I'm aligned. And then probably after that season, I'm like, okay, I need to do a fast because whatever had made me drift is likely that I was just paying attention to everything else but him. I was paying attention to me and somebody's son and be like, oh, look at all of the couples, like why I'm single. Or I'm looking at other people's content, do numbers or other people's product, do this, that, and that. I'm like, and I'm then, and I know this is also a good thing. When I drift, I get judgmental. Very judgmental. Like, unnecessarily judgmental, too. Like,
that should be rude.
No, I'm telling you, like, if I see somebody, like, if I'm far from God and I see somebody's product, like, go viral, has this and that, I'm like, this is misplastic, this is cheap. Like, the material, this is not quality. And I comment underneath people's videos, like,
oh, not comment.
It's like big troll, like nasty energy, like I guess underneath people posts.
Oh, you're done. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, I'm very judgmental. Especially you can't.
Not that I don't be judgmental. Let's please no.
No,
but
yeah.
I'll send a DM to you, being like, girl, look at this.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like, send it to my friends. Like, this is whack. Like, this ain't even it. Like, da da da. And it's like tearing other people down. Or just pulling apart their thing because I want what they have so bad. And it's like, if I can make their thing small, then it makes me feel this little bit better.
Yeah.
But that's when I know that, like, that's like level 6. I'm grateful that I haven't been in that place since probably like before the pandemic. But I know that I can get like real clawy. Like, I can sink my teeth in just, and I'm, with my words, don't come with me. I will tear you down in a way and smiling. Oh, it's bad. Like, it's really bad. I'm very judgmental when I'm far from him because I'm making that other person the benchmark, and I'm also making the other person my God. You know what I'm saying? When they say only God can judge you, but whoever that judge you is your God. You know, like I turn these people into idols and I worship them, and then
that's good.
It all just comes crumbling down. But when I don't feel that, then I'm like, oh my God, like. I'm so happy for you.
Like look at you stepping out, doing your thing.
Like, it's amazing. Like, that's how I know. Like, the shift is completely different. Because it's like, oh, I'm not comparing. Because I'm like, oh, whatever God has for me will come in time.
You have your contentment. You have your peace. Your joy.
I'm operating from a really healthy place of like, yeah, this is my path. This is the reason I've had to choose it. As opposed to this person is competing with me, and they're not. Like,
yeah.
They're not.
No, be in secret competition with people and be mad that you're losing. It's like, y'all not even in the same race, babe. Like,
not even.
Calm down. I pride myself on being self-aware. Because when you're self-aware, I think it helps you on the days when you good. And you're like, yeah, I'm up. Why am I up? And you can like repeat those good things. But I think when you're down and knowing, I'm telling you, my cycle every month used to really get me. And I have to get aware of that to be like, okay, it's coming every month. So how can we combat this thing that has been happening? And ever since I've had that awareness, been straight. Yeah. I think in this phase, just sharing what I need from people. I'll have an awareness, but then I kind of just will sit with it, and it's like, you need to share that. Like, they can't help you if they don't know. And so me having awareness gives me power too, because then I have something to speak to. And then people are like, yeah, I can give you that, or I can't give you that, or oh, that's interesting. I felt that same way. I don't have no answers, but I felt the same way. Yeah. Whatever. And so yeah, I think that awareness is really key, and it helps you when you are aware that God's aware of something, because I think it removes the shame for me, because it's like, you know, you made me this way, child.
And the shame will eat you up.
Sure will. And
it will stop you. Nothing stops you from doing the work like shame. Shame will just eat up all of the work. Like any progress, for me, it's rooted in this idea that if I can't do everything, I should do nothing. And it just keeps me right there. Like, well, I can't do this. I can't execute. My suit's not in stores, or my this, that, and other. My website's not even. And it's just like, as opposed to like, well, I'm gonna just do a little piece. Same for me. And that little piece, and putting it out, using my content earlier, putting that little piece out, somebody can see that and be like, oh, that's dope. I have X piece. Let me add that to your piece. Right. And now you got a full picture, or you got half the puzzle. You still need more pieces. But then people can see the pieces that you have and add their piece. But if you just keep your piece in the house and can't nobody see it, and you're like, I'm not even going to put my little two pieces together, you won't see that I have the third, and this person has the fourth, and so on. So I'm trying to get out of that as well, because I like to know that something's going to be excellence. And I'm talking about excellent. Yeah. Or at least I feel if I go to sleep at night, we're straight. But if I am like, this could have been better, and I know it could have been better there at that second on that thing, or I couldn't figure it out, I'll be like, why are we doing this? And actually, Prose is a stupid name for a podcast anyway. And then it's like, I go from this one thing, and now we all the way over here. Huh? Same. How you go 3 years back on something? You've been chilling with that. Like, we are aligned. Right. I thought the thing is, you're talking about comparison, it's affirmation. When I am looking for, and I might get it from other people, affirmation or something from the outside, that's what I'm like, you are already affirmed. You're not working to be affirmed. Right. You're working because you are affirmed. Because God did talk to you in the secret place, because you did get that download. And you are now running with the download you got. You thinking that you have to do this, you got to shuck, you got to jive, so that way you can get a word. You start with the word and then you move after that. You start with the affirmation. You start with the you're my daughter. You start with the I called you. You start with you are a poet. You don't need the training. You need whatever. And so that's my like, let me crack this Bible open. let me go send up a word, because it's not giving how I'm supposed to be. I'm believing what I say about me as opposed to what he says about me, for sure. So for 2023, always in pursuit, do you have a snippet of a vision, a goal, a big thing? And it could be something tangible that all of us could buy into later, or is it just even a mindset where you're like, this is where I want to be grounded and rooted in for this year? Regret over rejection. That is my mantra for the year. Like, if I want to look back on the year, I don't want to look back with regret and say that like there were so many opportunities where I could have made content, where I could have showed up at a pop-up, where I couldn't, but I was so fearful of how people would receive it that I didn't do it. So every time I'm in between and I'm making them content and I'm making the videos, I'm like, at least I can say that I did it. And that like at the end of this year, I can say that like, whether the business took off, whether it went viral, whether people bought it, at least I have no regrets. I know that I gave what was given to me, and I wasn't like the guy with the talents who buried his talent and like put dirt over it. It was very much so. We get it. It was very much so no regrets. That's a micro mindset, and the behavior is like outputs over outcomes. Like, I am not in control over what a video does.
We're not. We're literally not.
Yeah. I have to commit to the output, which is like, I said I was gonna make a video, I'm gonna make one. I said that I was gonna make, edit this thing, I did it. I said that I was gonna launch a new suit colorway, I did it. Like, I just want to make sure that, like, I'm keeping the promises that I made to myself, that I'm giving it everything that I gave. Because that way, then I'll just have to evaluate at the end of the year. But I can't be evaluated at the end of the year and be like, well, you only worked on Always in Pursuit 30% of the time. So how do we really know what it could have been? Because you never really worked on it.
Yeah.
And that's how I was last year. So I said, this year, absolutely not. I'm going to give it everything. I'm going to make the videos. I'm going to do the things that make me uncomfortable. I'm going to do some podcasts. I'm going to talk to you. Like, all the things that I wouldn't normally do, so that I can look back and be like, I have no regrets. I gave it my best.
Wow. Not you treated me. I'm sitting here like, dang. True. Like, I was just like really taking that in, because that fear, and I'd be like, nope, I'm good. But I regret so many things. And I don't want to walk out this year with that posture. I really don't. I think that is the power tool for this episode, is to move. Like, execute the output over the outcome and trust that God will handle
the rest. And that way you won't have any regrets about it. You won't have any regrets. You'll be like, I did it. One of my favorite verses as of late is Mark 14:8. And it's perfect for me. It says, she did what she could. And this is a story about the woman that's giving, and everybody's giving. Everybody knows the story. Like, well, she only had a little bit to give. She made a greater sacrifice. But, like, the scripture actually said she did what she could. And I was like, if I get at the end of the year, and that is the thing that I can showcase to God, my family, my friends, did I do what I could? Did I really? Or did I shirk around, it made me uncomfortable? Or did I hide behind, that's not really my type of style? Or this, that, or did I make excuses for why I didn't give it my best? So this far, we in February.
Okay.
And it's been good. Like, I've been making things. I've been practicing the little dance moves. I don't think I'm going to be dancing on TikTok. That's, again, it's not me. But I got to work through all the different versions of content to be like, okay, maybe I want to do voiceover. Maybe I want to do... And it's been great. It's been good. And I've seen the results, but it also reminded me of, like, okay, keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. Like, you're eventually figuring out what lane, how you want to sound. And that's fine. It's going to take some time. Again, I'm very good at my job. But also, I've been doing my job for 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, I wasn't always this good.
Yeah.
I had to work through the kinks. So I'm like, yeah, that's another... I have, as you see, I'm a person of mantras that I ground myself. One of the things is, like, I'm not bad at this. I'm new to this. Because I'd be like, oh, you're terrible at this. This don't make no sense. This look a mess. And it's like, actually, you're just new. You don't know what the rules are.
And that flip in your mind changes how you continue to attack.
Right. And it helps me remind them, like, oh, I'm new to this. So I'm only responsible for the output. You get good, then you can start to say, as a result, I can maybe start to, like, predict what the outcome will be.
Right.
Based off the right ingredients. But I'm not at that stage yet because I'm still new. So it's like, I just got to get those reps up. Because the truth is, the weight of greatness that we have, the gifts that God has given you, it does not get lighter. You get stronger.
Apparently. I'm like, that's what they say, apparently. I'm like, dang, it don't get no better.
No, I really believe that. I think that's another thing that I think when you're a believer, you have to start abandoning this idea of easy and, like, lightness. I think what I've learned in this journey and what I've learned at work is that the weight of greatness, the weight of responsibility, the weight of purpose is heavy. It's meant to be heavy. It will never be light. You will simply get stronger. You will simply learn to utilize your resources and trust God that He will hold some of it for you and to stand up there. But, like, as a result of you getting the reps, you gonna always carry it. But soon you're gonna be having it underneath one hand, a coffee in the next hand, but like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if you think that, like, this thing is somehow it's not. It's gonna sit. You're just gonna be holding, your arms are gonna be falling off, and it's like there's a difference between something weighing on you and you carrying it. And I think in the beginning of any new process, it weighs on you. You feel the weight of it because you're weak as heck. So weak, can't do a single rep. You, like, you know that you pick up the weight, your weight for the weight, and your arm just, like, drop down. It's like, but then you get stronger. You're like, okay, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's, you know, I got to maneuver around it, but it's not that bad. And I think that's where I am, where I was like, oh, it's heavy. I'm like, God, please take it from me.
Take it and take it tonight. Don't delay.
Yeah. Because when you view it as that, when you view it as like, oh, God, it's too heavy, it's too heavy, it's too heavy. Take it. It's like,
yeah, that's real.
Do some reps.
That is so real. Because I definitely, over time, with the show, I mean, this is 122 episodes. Don't play with it, okay? But my trailer, I was shaking my boots. My trailer is 30 seconds. And I was like, ah! And to just be expanding, I think that's a good thing to come back to, because I'm trying new things and I'm like very aware, like, oh, this is new. I'm very aware that it seems weighty that you're asking me to do this right now, and that this means X thing, and that people are commenting and are talking to me like it means something to them. So I have to keep executing in this way that they're getting used to. And I have to remember, like, you've already done what I'm asking you to do. Different shape, same task. Pursue it. That's literally it. Pursue the thing that I put on your heart, and then I will handle what I need to handle. But you can't even see what I'm gonna do if you don't do what you need to do.
Oh, 100%. And it's like, also, you're not giving yourself credit, baby. You're a little bit stronger than that. Like, use your knees, use your back, lift it up. Like,
yeah.
It's like, if at the moment he gives me something new that feels weird, I'm like, I can't carry it.
No, it's like, oh, please.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Yeah. It's going back to our history. Our history, not even just us, I think people around it, like, just in God's history. Like, yeah, I carried you through that thing. I don't know why you think that even with this thing that I'm asking you to hold, I'm not holding it with you. Like, I'm literally we're in the trenches together.
Yeah.
And it's not even the trenches, but since you viewing it as that, I'm in the trenches with you.
I'm carrying the most of it, actually.
But like, you don't got no mud on you, girl. So yeah, it's definitely the mindset shifts. And I think how we speak about, you talking about like how you see a thing. I think how we speak about it, that's where we get our power from. When you can proclaim a thing to be, even if it does not look that way. And Hebrews 11, I think, kind of points to that. It becomes what you said. It literally becomes what you said. And you can see stuff change before your eyes. And I think that we discount. And it's like, you can say to this mountain, move, and it moves. That's what that is.
That's
it's
what
like,
that is. Yeah.
Oh, this is not hard for me. I'm just new.
Yep.
Oh, I don't suck. I'm just learning different ways that I can do this. And I'll pick the way that feels most comfortable after I try a couple ways.
Yep.
That's the mountain.
That's it. Moving.
Literally shifting. Based off something that you said.
Absolutely. It frames everything. Like how you go into it. They're like, oh, I'm not bad at this. Oh, this didn't do well. I'm still new.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh, I'm so new. Like, because I'm new, I'm only responsible for the output. Like, that's all I'm responsible. It just helps you understand. Because I think the same thing is like what we believe about God is how we interact with him. Like, I have to remind myself too. I'm like, I get frustrated. I'm like, you know what, Lord? You called me to make this, but this is your business. So, handle your business.
Handle your business.
You don't want, this is your suit business disguised as a ministry. So, I'm gonna need you to sell some units. And guess what he do? He moved their suits every time. But it's like when you be like, this is mine and this, that, and other, you feel responsible for the way. It's like, God, handle your business. This is your business, right?
For the suits, how can we keep up with you? How can we clock in? How can people buy a suit and see all the things that is to come for Always in Pursuit?
So I have Instagram, alwaysinpursuit.co, and TikTok under that same name. The website is also alwaysinpursuit.co. That TikTok and Instagram will mostly be about, like, you get to see the two suits. There's one green, one yellow. There will be something coming in the spring.
Come on, spring.
And yeah, I like to be transparent too about prices. The pants are $69. The jacket's $109. It comes with a mesh bag so you can like wash suit so that it maintains its color, that it maintains its shape.
I love that.
And then it comes with a thank you card. And this is really important. I don't know why people don't fill this out. So if you're watching, please fill out the back of the thank you card. When I say that I'm in pursuit of making other people's dreams come true, it's like, if you want to be a DJ, like, let me know. Because, like, you may get a Serato Pro in the mail. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I help advance your thing? You went back to school. Can I buy some books? You about to take the ACT? Like, help me know how I can advance the pursuit of your thing because you've already advanced the pursuit of mine.
I love that. This is purpose work right here. Like, y'all heard it here first. It's very much purpose work. And I think that a lot of times we just see people doing things and we don't want to make that connection point because it's like, well, this girl, she got her stuff and she got her job and she got her business and she popping. So why would I fill out the card? Why would I share my thing that I haven't started yet? This idea that I have on a Post-it in my bathroom that I try not to look at when I'm doing my makeup because I haven't started yet. And it's like, because you never know whose path you're intersecting with at the right time that gives you exactly what you have been praying about.
Yep.
So if and when y'all buy from T and Always in Pursuit, please make sure that anybody, as you connect with me, I be sending my newsletter out, people do not be responding. And I'm like, I just set up a time in my calendar to pray for people, and I still will pray, but I'm like, I'm trying to get specific and go to war in the spirit. Ain't nobody tell me what we're going to war about. So I do think that there's a false thought about what connection looks like in this day and age, and it's just because of how we connect on a day-to-day, so I get it. But take that step, y'all. Like, it could really be that thing that gets you to the thing. And sometimes we just so focused on the actual thing that the little things on our way we miss. So make sure that y'all clock into that. All the links will be in the show notes, so be sure that you tap in. And you can just support too, right? If your money funny, you don't have the funds, just supporting somebody, putting their thing out. You never know who's even watching your stories, who's tapped into your network that will be able not just to buy, but they'll see that somebody's in pursuit of something and that thing that's dormant for them. They're like, you know what? Today's the day. I gotta make an Instagram. Today's the day. I'm gonna buy that Squarespace. Today's the day. I'm gonna have that meeting with that person. So whatever that looks like for you and for yourself and your own pursuits, that next step, take it. It will make all the difference. Do not have this year, 2023. It can't look like 2022. That's not an option. So be sure whatever is on your heart that you feel like is coming up, go for that thing. Now is the time. Don't miss the moment. You're literally here on purpose for a purpose. So get into it. I hope that this episode has been helpful for you guys. As always, I love y'all. If you haven't already, be sure that you subscribe to the Prose and Praise Pages newsletter. It's a newsletter that I send out once a week for a little bit of a power boost to get you through the week. So be sure that you tap into that. And you can also, of course, follow your girls, connect with the kid at Power Prose Podcast on Instagram. So remember to profess your power, and there's power in prose. Bye.